What's up, YouTube? This is a really exciting video. We're going to break down how to overcome self-doubt and how to build unshakable confidence in 3 steps. I'm going to give you guys a really simple, step-by-step guide to get out of your own mind and to break the pattern of always doubting yourself. Self-doubt, guys, is the reason why success is not knocking on your door. We blame our circumstances, we blame the people around us, we blame the past, we blame the future, we blame the present. But we don't realize that it's often ourselves that is our greatest opponent. We sabotage ourselves in so many ways, and doubt is one of the biggest ways we do that. Because I've seen so many people, and I used to be this person that would constantly doubt myself to the point that I would stop believing in myself, that I would lose creativity, that I would lose inspiration. I don't want you to be the person that's scrolling endlessly on social media looking for that next high. I don't want you to be the person that's going out every weekend running away from their dreams. I don't want you to be the person that keeps surrounding yourselves with toxic people because you need that support, you need that guidance. But instead, let's break this self-doubt once and for all. Let's break it down to the point where it no longer controls us. If you can overcome yourself, you can achieve the greatest things in this world. A healthy relationship with an ideal partner. You can make the money you've always wanted to make. You can be the healthiest you've ever been, physically or mentally. And most of all, you can feel happy and you can be at peace. Because one of the things that contributes to not having peace and low key stresses us out is when we start doubting ourselves, when we start stopping ourselves from achieving the things we want to achieve. And then we play this like victim game. You're not the victim. What's going to be step number one? It's going to be changing your environment. And let me break down what I mean by this. We're often not aware that we ourselves are doubting ourselves because we're in the same environment, the same patterns, the same habits, the same friends, the same thoughts over and over and over again. It can become really easy to lose sight of taking that accountability. That when you change your environment or you change your routine and you start actually changing the people you hang yourself with, and you start actually changing the people you surround yourself with, you start changing your thoughts, that you can start to actually become aware of the fact that you do have self-doubt. Often our egos, our pride, our arrogance even doesn't allow us to accept that we doubt ourselves. Low key, we might appear to other people that we're really confident, but low key, we're not. Low key, we doubt ourselves. Low key, we don't have that belief. And I think the best thing that you can do is take step one. And step one is changing your environment. Put yourself in a completely new environment than you have been all this time. What I mean by that is instead of doing your work even in the same place, go somewhere else to do your work. Maybe even take a trip that forces you to think differently. Maybe start hanging around with new people. Maybe show up to a conference. Maybe start consuming a new book or a new podcast. Your environment could be literally and physically, it could also be in your mind mentally. And everybody is different. For me, I need to change my actual environment physically sometimes to get out of a rut. Sometimes I need to change my environment to feel like I'm in a different place. And by feeling like I'm in a different place, because my 5 senses are telling me I'm in a different place, I start to think differently. I start to become clear. Or it could just be simply consuming different content. Maybe mentally you're exhausted, you're drained, you're tired because you're in this like jail of like toxic social media. You're trapped in your own mind. Let's break all that shit down. Let's change our environments so we can take the first step of awareness. If you can just put your ego and pride aside and just understand that you probably do doubt yourself and that that's probably the reason why you're not successful still, that's a huge first step. And changing your environment can help accelerate that practically. If you have to go somewhere that inspires you, or again, if you're consuming like a certain type of content, change the type of content you're consuming. Cut it out for a week. If all you do is consume food videos, or if all you do is consume sporting videos, or if all you do is consume fashion videos, just change it. Change it to something that's actually more aligned with you and watch how you become aware of the old shit that you used to be doing, the old thoughts you have to be doing. Step number two, create an actual plan that you can follow to get to destination B. If you're at point A right now and you want to get to point B, you have to create a plan. It's really easy to doubt ourselves when we don't have a plan. If you're just freestyling your way to success, right? If you want to start a business and you're just literally like winging it, you're probably going to start doubting yourself pretty quickly. If you're trying to like attract a certain person, right? It could be a girl or a guy, whatever. And you don't have a plan on how you're going to do it. You don't have a plan on how you're going to get fit, how you're going to fix your hair, how you're going to carry yourself, how you're going to build your confidence, and how are you going to do it? You're going to constantly be doubting yourselves. And this is the stuff that is not pretty. It's boring, right? But by committing to creating a plan and literally writing it down, and having it in front of you, you've already done half the work. You've already defeated half of that self-doubt. Because ask yourself this, if you still doubted yourself, would you create a plan? Probably not. But it goes the other way around as well. If you create a plan, you'll stop doubting yourself. You guys get what I'm trying to say? So create a plan with a step-by-step breakdown of how you're going to arrive to where you want to go to. So if you want to get to a point where you're 10% body fat, instead of doubting yourself, create a step-by-step plan. How many times a week do I have to do cardio? How many times a week do I have to lift weights? What should my caloric deficit be? How much sugar should I cut out of my diet? And before you know it, you start getting this like confidence. You're like, oh shit, I can actually do it. I have it right in front of me. And then week 1 goes by, you're done. Week 2 goes by, you're done. Halfway, you're like, what's there to doubt? I'm already halfway through. Creating a plan is everything. And you could do this physically, right? You could write it down. You could do it digitally on your laptop, on your phone. And then what you have to do with that plan is look at it every single day. Morning, afternoon, night. Morning, afternoon, night. And that way it starts getting programmed into your mind. This is who I'm becoming. These are the steps that I'm taking. Because if you start having a plan in front of you and you're programming it, there's only one way you're going to go. And that's towards your destination. And that ties into the last and final step. The best and most important way to overcome self-doubt is simply to do the things that you have doubt about. So often we start scrolling endlessly, we start seeking motivation, inspiration, we start waiting for the perfect time to start. By doing all that shit, you're actually creating more self-doubt. You might be tricking yourself into thinking that dopamine spike is worth it. You might feel like when you scroll on that video and you watch it, yeah, I feel empowered. But low-key, you're just making the self-doubt worse. Because I promise you, the more and more you stop yourself from doing, the further you get away from doing, the more self-doubt that you will create. And you have to understand that when you start doing, stop seeking perfection. This is like a bonus tip that's tied to step 3. But stop seeking perfection. It doesn't have to go a certain way. You can F up. Because I remember when I started multiple businesses, one of the biggest obstacles I had was trying to be perfect. Oh, I have to get step 1 done to get to step 2. And then I would watch these people online and they'd say, you have to do it this way, X, Y, Z. Guess what? Didn't see success. But when I was like, I'm just going to work every single day. I'm going to take the steps logically that I think is going to work. But I'm going to allow myself to fail and succeed. I started seeing success. My doubts started dissipating. Because often, when we don't do, our mind starts taking advantage over us. One of the best ways to shut your mind up with that self-doubt is to just do. And I'm just giving you guys here a practical step here, a real effective step. I could say, yeah, go do this or go do that or go consume this or do this differently or change your daily routine or go drink tea first thing in the morning or go eat this or go work out. Yeah, all that can contribute to this, absolutely. But it doesn't take away from like the concept here, like the core concept of just doing the things that you technically won't like to do at the beginning. But all that's doing is it's creating more self-doubt the more and more you push it. Even yesterday, one of my clients was like, I took a long time off of the gym. How do I get back? How do I start again? And I told her, the more and more you ask yourself how I'm going to start, the more likely you're not going to start. So I told her, grab a pre-workout, a tea, coffee, put your headphones on, and just show up to the gym. And within 30 minutes, within like a day, right? 2 days that went by, you're like in the grind. And you don't even doubt yourself anymore. But if you keep asking yourself, how am I going to do it? What do I have to do to get there? Why am I doing this? Then, unfortunately, you're probably not going to do it. But I do want to include a bonus tip for you guys because it just came to my mind. And that is, always remember your why. Because what happens when you start doing and you're like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is amazing. And then obstacles hit. Where that self-doubt can creep right back in. What are you going to do in that moment? When those voices are really loud, it's telling you to stop. It's telling you not to wake up. It's telling you not to do. It's telling you not to continue with the business plan. It's telling you not to approach that girl or to approach that guy. What are you going to do? Remember your why. Why'd you start? Why are you doing this? What is your core motivating factor to get this done? Is it because you want to look like you've never looked before? Is it because you want to make money to experience life? Is it because you finally want to be in a healthy and exciting relationship? What is it about? What's your why? Your why will carry you in the middle. I often tell people there's a beginning, middle, and end of a process. Yeah, the beginning is hard. Yeah, the ending is where the results is at. But what about the middle? Because the middle is where doubt creeps in my opinion. Right? A couple of days, couple of weeks go by in the process and you're like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if it's worth it. That's where you have to carry yourself with the why. That's where you have to remind yourself with your why. You have to get that shit tatted. You have to get that shit written down where you can see it every single day. You should literally wake up every single day and go to sleep every day with your why. Why doing this? And I promise you, if you follow these 3 steps plus the bonus step of remembering your why, you're going to overcome doubt. You are going to build unshakable confidence. And when you do, nothing is going to be able to stop you. So that's it for the video. I hope it was effective. I hope it was straight to the point. I'm definitely going to make more videos about self-growth that are practical, easy to follow. And yeah, if you don't follow me already on Instagram, AJ Self Growth, follow me there. Join the Self Growth family. I'll see you guys in future videos.